we're joined by Karen Needham, the Chief Electoral Officer for the City of Kelowna, going into these elections. So a busy time for you?
Absolutely. We started this morning with advance voting, so 8 a.m., Parkinson Rec Center and City Hall.
Okay, so you've gotten to the advance voting. There's 4 other days.
Correct. So we've actually got Saturday, first time we've done a Saturday advance vote, so 4 locations on Saturday throughout the city. We have next Wednesday the 17th at 4 locations, including the university and the college, and then Thursday, Friday at Parkinson Rec Center, and then of course general voting day on the 20th.
Right. So what I hope to get from you here today is just how easy it is to vote. I think some people stay away from voting because they're busy and it's a hassle. But it really is, it seems like you've made it about as easy as possible.
We do our best. One of the biggest things that we do is along with the integrity of the vote and the administration according to all the legislation, is we want to make it accessible to people. And so that's why we do different advance voting days. That's why we choose different locations that we choose so that we're well represented throughout the community.
Okay, locations. Where on voting day on the 20th, where can people go to vote?
So you can go to Orchard Park Mall at the Para Court, just outside Tim Hortons.
It doesn't get any easier
That's
than
right.
that.
Capitol News Center. So you're there with soccer or hockey with your kids or just working out, or at the H2O Center. Capitol News Center is going to be set up as well. So, and then of course all the schools, which are in most of our communities. So we've got voting there. City Hall, we have voting. So, you know, and definitely representation in the Rutland area, the Mission area, Central, Glenmore. So we're trying to cover as much geography as we can in the city of Kelowna. And
for people who moving about isn't easy, or who might be away, there's also mail-in voting?
Correct. So we have different ways that it's accessible. So mail ballot voting is one thing. We usually want to get applications in early for mail ballot voting. So, but it is available for people that are going to be away for all days of voting. It's also available for people that have physical disabilities that may find it difficult to get out to a voting location. So that's the 2 reasons why people are allowed to vote by mail.
Okay, and for people who are in an interior health care home, I take it you've got further outreach for them?
Yes, so starting tomorrow, we are going to 9 different residential care facilities. So IHA rates their facilities in different levels. So the care facilities are ones there where people really cannot get out. And so we actually have 2 teams, and it's up to 2 or 3 or 4 people that actually go out and they visit. They set up voting for a couple hours, get to interact with the people that live there. It's also available for people that work in these facilities, because oftentimes they're working different shifts and maybe it's difficult for them to get to vote. And then we also do KGH on general voting day from 9 to 5.
Okay.
So same thing, if someone's unfortunately in the hospital on general voting day, we're going to them as well, give them a chance.
Another reason people might not vote is they think, oh, well, the vote's on the 20th, but I'm not registered to vote. You know, who's got time for that?
Right, right.
But you just go to the polls with 2 pieces of ID.
Yeah.
You're good.
That's good. And, that's the biggest question we get, because in municipal politics, we don't have a voters list, unlike the federal and provincial. So we get a lot of people calling, wondering if they need a card or what do they need to go to vote. You can vote any day, any place. It doesn't matter. You're actually registering at the time you vote. So whatever is convenient for you in your day-to-day, you just have to have 2 pieces of ID. One must have a signature, and the idea is that you prove your identity and your residency, because you must have lived in Kelowna for 30 days. You must have lived in BC for 6 months. And of course, you must be a Canadian citizen and you must be over 18.
For people who are maybe living on the margins and don't have a lot of ID, they've got just 1 piece, that's not enough.
Correct.
But it sounds like you're pretty lenient on what counts as a second piece.
Yeah.
A document with your name on it.
Absolutely. So an insurance document, it could be a Costco card, it could be a student ID, anything that has your name on it. And of course the residency part, we've got trained election officials that will work with every single individual to make sure that we can ensure that they're eligible so that we can give them a ballot to vote.
Despite all of these efforts, we still get, what, about 30% out to these elections?
Yeah, 30%, yeah.
Is that a disappointment, or is that just the way it is?
You know, I think it's the way it is. And we certainly, I mean, we try to make it as easy as possible for people to vote. However, we can't force people to vote. And, you know, you want people that are voting that are informed. So again, part of what we do is put out as much information as we can. We provide links to candidates, so we want people to be informed as well. So I think 30% is not bad. It would be great if it was 50%.
Right.
You know, it would be great if it's more, but at the end of the day, we want to make sure that people who want to vote are able to vote.
Right. My feeling always is, you know, some people I hear saying, well, just get out and vote. My message is more, get out and learn about the candidates and then vote. And if you really don't have time and you really don't know, then it's okay.
Absolutely.
You don't need to. If you're too busy, if you
Yeah.
truly are,
Yeah.
it's all right.
Well, and the other thing to know is that, you know, if you want to vote just even for one person, you know, you can vote. So on the ballot, it is up to 1 for mayor, up to 8 for
Right.
councillor, up
Yeah.
to 4.
I think, and
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up
Yeah.
because some people go in there thinking it is their statutory responsibility to put 8 names, and some of them really know 3 or 4, and then they're just going by name recognition
Yeah.
and really randomly
Yeah.
throwing names in there to,
Yeah.
to fulfill their duty.
Right, and that's not a requirement at all. So, you know, we notice the machine, so we use vote counting machines. The machine will let us know if you've overvoted. So, you know, somebody might mark a couple by mistake, for instance, and then they can actually get a ballot. We can spoil that ballot and get another ballot for them. But undervoting, if you don't vote for as many as you can,
Right.
it's not a big deal.
And I
At
know you
least you're
guys aren't
voting.
in the strategy advice business, but
Yeah.
if you really, really, really love, say, Charlie Hodge, and you vote for only him, well, then you're guaranteed to have given him one more vote than anybody else. So, right?
I'll leave the strategy up to you.
But it's okay if that's how you choose to do it.
Absolutely, okay, yeah.
One that I find that the underrepresented group in these elections is the young people.
Right.
But you were saying earlier that you really tried to reach out.
Absolutely. We've done a few things this year. One in particular that we're really hoping is a change for the good is engaging with the school district. So we use their schools for voting. This year we've reached out to the high school students and have volunteers from grades 11 and 12 who need to do community volunteer work for part of their graduation requirements. So we've got about 15 students who are going to act as greeters at our voting locations on General Voting Day. So they've been to our training. They know that people need to have ID. They know about different requirements for resident electors, so they're going to be meeting people at the door, helping out with electors, helping our presiding election official who's running the polling station with any tasks. So generally just being a part of the whole election.
So is that working? Do you feel that you're making some headway to get at least the conversation with election going among people
Absolutely.
in that age group?
You know, our son, when he went to vote for his first time at 18, one of the things that really struck him was when he went into a polling station and there was a young person there just like him, right? And so we've hired a lot of new people. We've got a real good group of individuals, a diverse group of individuals. We've got new people, we've got experienced people. So really trying to bring into the whole election process a diverse representation of our community. And you know, when people go in to vote, it's going to be a comfortable environment, I hope.
And what sort of technology do you use to tabulate the ballots, and how quickly do we get results?
Well, that's always the exciting part, and of course the nervous part for our presiding election officials is the machine. But really, it's a vote counting machine. So it has a memory card in it with all of the candidates. As the ballot goes through, it counts how many ballots are collected, and then at the end of the day, we run the results total. Now, that's only done after 8 p.m. on October 20th. So all our advanced polls, they're not actually finalized until the night of the 20th.
So does the machine actually read the ballot? It can see a check mark that is there and note when it isn't?
Exactly, yeah.
You must get some spoiled ballots if people don't mark clearly?
Yeah. So
and then you look at those by hand?
No, actually the machine will register anything that is, like I say, overvoted, or if for some reason it's not reading a mark, it'll spit it back out. So we know that the machine is working or not.
So right in the moment. If the person fills it out and they put it in and they messed up, they'll know right now and they can fix it. So you end up really with very few in the way of any
spoiled. Yeah, and sometimes it's more people making a mistake mistake and they want to come and get a different ballot. But
So after the polls
Yeah.
close, how quickly do we know?
fairly quickly. So the results total, so we have, again, we'll have 12 locations on general voting day. So they're all doing the same thing at 8 o'clock. Some of our results come in by, 8:20, 8:30. So we're going to be putting those on our website. Kelowna.ca/election has got a lot of information about all the things we've been chatting about. And so you can check our website and we'll have the unofficial results. They're always unofficial. There is some administrative double checking with the ballot counts and things that I'm responsible for at the beginning of the week, and the official results are then released.
Terrific. Anything else that people need to know? What's your message?
My message is just to be informed and come out and vote for your next council, your next mayor, and your school trustees representing you in your local government.
Terrific. Karen Needham,
Great.
thanks so much for coming in.
My pleasure.
Great
Thanks,
to get to
Ken.
know you.
Okay.
And thank you for watching Kelowna Now.